The universe is like a nervous system that repeats its design not just in physical things like cells, bodies, or galaxies, but also in thoughts, energy, and higher dimensions. The same pattern shows up everywhere, just on different levels of reality. I'll explore this through the Tree of Life, the Sephiroth, Yggdrasil, and a depiction of the universe being housed within Vishnu's body. The Tree of Life, the Sephiroth, is a tree in Jewish Kabbalistic and Christian Kabbalistic mystic traditions, where the spheres of the Sephiroth represent the 10 emanations or stages through which the infinite divine essence of the Godhead descends into manifestation, mapping the structure of consciousness, creation, and the dynamic flow between spirit and matter, while the paths between the spheres allow for the movement of the divine light or emanation. The world tree, Yggdrasil, from Norse mythology, is said to hold all worlds of the cosmos, with the realm of Midgard being the realm of man, and Asgard being the realm of the gods, being connected by the Rainbow Bridge, known as the Bifrost, so the Marvel movies, and with a great golden eagle resting within the upper branches, who constantly looks down on his foe, the serpent Nidhogg, who constantly gnaws at the roots of the world tree, wishing to see its destruction. It is said that the two will never meet, and the squirrel Radasker carries insulting messages between the two, and no being knows the branches of the channels of Yggdrasil quite like this squirrel. The tree of knowledge of good and evil was said to exist in the middle of the Garden of Eden, right next to the tree of life. And this is true, but it's actually an analogous depiction of the human body's nervous system. We only attribute good or bad in relation to the person observing it. Before there is a concept of anything that happens to you is simply something that happens. It's like an animal. So it is analogous to gaining conscious awareness. So if someone, say, robs you as you're walking down the street, the thief will view it as a good thing because they gained money, while you would view it as bad. It doesn't mean there's good or bad in an ethical sense, but only in relation to the observer viewing the phenomenon. Now, it is creating a dualistic worldview, and the universe resting within the body of Vishnu in Hinduism is the idea that the universe, both on an individual level and on a cosmic level, and this is illustrated with the depiction of the god Vishnu. So as you go along up the body, you're ascending to different realms of divinity. And as you go lower, below the waist, you're entering the realms of hell and suffering. Now, with the nervous system of the human body, we can see this mirrored, where the central nervous system, made up of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, controlling motor and sensory function. The nervous system can transmit signals in two different directions. Afferent signals are transmitted from specific parts of the body to the central nervous system. For example, you put your hand on a hot stove and pull it away. This signal actually doesn't even reach the brain. It goes to the spinal cord and it happens automatically. This is what's known as a reflex loop. And there's also efferent signals, which are transmitted away from the central nervous system down the spinal cord to arrive at specific parts of the body. This could be you picking up a glass of water to quench your thirst, or going to different parts of your body to regulate function, like your organs. And the peripheral system can be broken down into somatic movement and autonomic functions. So reflexes like breathing, blinking, and your organ function. Autonomic functions can further be broken down into the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is designed for when you have to fight. It controls your stress response, with your heart rate and blood pressure increasing, as well as your sense of smell and your pupils dilating, along with the release of adrenaline from the adrenal cortex, and it shuts down the blood supply to your digestion and reproductive systems for your lungs and muscles, so that when you need to move, there's sufficient oxygenation for you to actually take whatever action you need to take. While the parasympathetic nervous system works in the opposite, it lowers your heart rate and blood pressure, constricting your lungs, making your nose run, and increasing blood flow to your reproductive systems, and causing your mouth to produce saliva. This is the tug of war between these two systems. And when they're in balance, this is what's known as homeostasis. So, any sort of trauma that we experience in this lifetime, be it big or small, if we can't emotionally process it, it will be suppressed into our subconscious, which then goes into our body's sympathetic nervous system. So we're always in a slight state of stress on some level. And when enough of this stress accumulates on a subconscious level, it can cause someone to be in a constant fight or flight mode or constant burnout. And meditation is the process of re-regulating your body's nervous system through mindfulness and mindful breathing. We can also view this in terms of the yin and yang, with the sympathetic nervous system being the chaotic negative side, while the parasympathetic nervous system is the positive calm side. And while the imbalance of these different states can create a sense of duality, each node in the chakra system corresponds to an aspect of the human psyche, with the root chakra, red, being the base survival and crown being higher intelligence. The reason that the lowest level of hell is the depiction of the cosmos within Vishnu at the feet is because your feet have nerve endings for every single organ and body part on the underside, further relating to the importance of balancing the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system and how this can affect one's state of being. While the chakra system is rainbow colored, like the Bifrost, the bridge that connects the realm of man to the realm of the gods. And now we're going to see this mirrored in neurons. So a neuron is a specific type of cell responsible for passing electrical signals in the brain. And as we can see, the dendrites are the branches within you. The nucleus is the golden eagle or the Godhead, source of divine emanation, while the myelin sheath is a fatty insulation, and this can be viewed as vertebrae, chakras, or the spheres of the Sephiroth from Final Fantasy. While the nodes of Rancier are the 22 paths between the spheres, which the divine emanations of God travel down, eventually manifesting in our reality, while the synapses are the roots at the bottom of the tree, with Nidhogg representing the subconscious or unprocessed trauma within the tree or the body nervous system of God, while Ratoskr, the squirrel, is the electrical signals traveling up and down our body's nervous system, while at a larger scale it can also be a photon of light or energy between the spheres, and the spheres themselves are the higher dimensions of reality. And the nodes of Ranvier allow for signals to hop from node to node for faster communication. This is known as saltatory conduction. Saltatory meaning hopping, and conduction meaning electrical. With this in mind, we can also view the process of manifestation through afferent and efferent signals within consciousness, with the requests we put to our higher selves and God through prayer as afferent direction back to source, to the Godhead, and even the soul itself returning to the Godhead, while phenomena manifesting into our reality as efferent signals, both hopping up or down the spheres and the myelin sheaths being the higher dimensions of reality. If you found this interesting, leave a like, a comment, subscribe, look at my Patreon if you're interested. I'm going to link a little like Word document to that if anyone's interested. I've got some pictures and stuff explaining all this in more detail. And I hope to catch you guys in the next video.